Warning, spoilers for Star Trek, Lower Decks Season 3, Episode 2 The Least Dangerous Game. With the arrival of Cranch on the USS Cerritos, Star Trek, Lower Decks essentially brought its own version of the Predator to Star Trek as Cranch hunts the least dangerous prey of all, Ensign Brad Boimler, Jack Quaid. Now that Captain Carol Freeman, Don Lewis, was acquitted of blowing up Packle Planet, which was a conspiracy uncovered by Starfleet, the USS Cerritos has resumed its primary mission of making second contact with strange new worlds Starfleet has boldly explored before. Meanwhile, Boimler decides to up his game and become bold himself so that he can one day make Captain. 1987's Predator starring Arnold Schwarzenegger launched an enduring sci-fi franchise that spawned 4 more films, a separate crossover series with the Alien franchise, and countless books, comics, and video game adaptations involving humans fighting the heavily armed and camouflaged Yautja. However, the Predator saga recently reached a new height with Prey, which was released on Hulu in summer 2022. Directed by Dan Trachtenberg, Prey is a prequel set in the 18th century when a young Comanche warrior named Naru, Amber Midthunder, encounters a Yautja predator hunting in her lands. Prey took the Predator movies back to basics with a thrilling survival story as Naru levels up throughout the film in order to defeat the extraterrestrial hunter who slaughters her fellow Comanche. In Star Trek, Lower Decks Season 3, Boimler volunteers to become the prey of Cranch, a Chromsophiod hunter who came aboard the USS Cerritos. Boimler recently learned that Ensign Vendome, Brad Richardson, somehow rocketed up the ranks and became a starship captain. Bradward decided he needed to say yes to every opportunity to level up and christened himself Bold Boimler. Of course, Boimler foolishly agreed to let Cranch hunt him, and Bradward immediately regretted the decision. Cranch stalked Boimler all over the ship, and not even Captain Freeman could help him. In fact, Freeman and Cranch were friends, and she approved of him expressing his Chromsophiod culture. Like Naru in Prey, Bold Boimler decided to turn the tables and hunt Cranch, but he was met with a spear through his shoulder. Luckily, Cranch got the hunt out of his system and he hilariously offered Bradward notes on how he can be better prey next time. Has Star Trek crossed over with Predator? Star Trek has never crossed over with the Predator franchise, and Cranch in Star Trek, Lower Decks is a parody that technically doesn't count either. Cranch and the Chromsophiids are a new species designed for Lower Decks, and he's based on Tosk from Star Trek, Deep Space Nine, not Predator's Yautja. Yet the Predator vibe and indirect parody of Cranch hunting Boimler is hard to miss, especially since Prey was only recently released and became the most popular Predator movie since Arnold's 1987 original. However, Star Trek has featured crossovers with other franchises in comics and novels, such as team-ups with the X-Men, Green Lantern, and Doctor Who, although they aren't canonical with the movies and TV series continuities. The official Star Trek crossover that is highly anticipated is Star Trek, Lower Decks crossing over with Star Trek, Strange New Worlds in the latter show's second season. Announced at San Diego Comic-Con 2022, Lower Decks Boimler and Ensign Beckett Mariner will come aboard Strange New Worlds USS Enterprise in live action, with Jack Quaid and Tawny Newsome playing Boimler and Mariner in the flesh. This will mark the first time characters from Paramount Plus's Star Trek series will meet each other, and it will inevitably involve time travel and going from animation to live action, and possibly vice versa, to boot. One day, Star Trek may canonically cross over with another major sci-fi franchise, but Star Trek, Lower Decks Cranch as a faux Predator will happily do for now. Star Trek: Lower Decks Season 3 streams Thursdays on Paramount+.